Hello everyone. Welcome back. In this lesson, we will continue our journey through quadratic equations with part 6. In today's class, we will solve a variety of important CBSE exam-oriented questions. These questions are designed to help you understand the concepts clearly and improve your problem-solving skills. We will cover speed, distance and time problems based on trains. Speed, distance and time problems based on bicycles. Speed, distance and time problems involving walking and cycling. Word problems based on the speed, distance and time of a car. General word problems based on speed, distance and time. I will explain each question step by step, showing you how to understand the information given, choose the correct approach, and solve the problem accurately and efficiently. These are some of the most important question types for school examinations and competitive exams, so make sure you practice them carefully. Keep your notebook and pen ready, and try solving each question on your own before checking the solution. The more you practice, the more confident you'll become. Now, without any further delay, let's begin part 6. Now, let us begin with our first type of problem. This is a speed, distance and time problem based on a train. Questions based on trains are very important because they test your understanding of speed, distance, and time in real-life situations. Before solving the question, carefully read all the information given. Identify what is known and what you need to find. Then decide which speed, distance and time relationship will help you solve the problem. As we work through this question, I will explain each step clearly, discuss the logic behind every calculation, and point out the common mistakes that students often make. So, let us start solving this speed, distance and time problem based on a train. Let's read the question carefully. A train travels 360 kilometers at a uniform speed. If the speed is increased by 5 kilometers per hour, it would take 1 hour less to complete the same journey. Find the speed of the train. The question asks us to find the speed of the train. Do we already know the speed of the train? No. Since the speed is unknown, let us assume it to be x kilometers per hour. If the speed is increased by 5 kilometers per hour, the new speed becomes x plus 5 kilometers per hour. The distance traveled remains the same in both cases, which is 360 kilometers. Using the formula time equals distance divided by speed, the original time taken is 360 divided by x hours, and the new time taken is 360 divided by x plus 5 hours. The question tells us that the new journey takes 1 hour less than the original journey. Therefore, original time minus new time is equal to 1 hour. Now, we have all the information needed to form the equation and find the value of x, which will give us the speed of the train. From the information given in the question, we can form the equation 360 divided by x minus 360 divided by x plus 5 is equal to 1. Now, let us simplify this equation step by step. First, take 360 as the common factor. This gives us 360 multiplied by 1 divided by x minus 1 divided by x plus 5 is equal to 1. Next, subtract the two fractions inside the brackets. The numerator becomes x plus 5 minus x, which simplifies to 5. The denominator is x multiplied by x plus 5. So, we get 360 multiplied by 5 divided by x into x plus 5 is equal to 1. Since 360 multiplied by 5 is 1800, the equation becomes 1800 divided by x squared plus 5x is equal to 1. Now, cross multiply. we get x squared plus 5x is equal to 1800. Bringing all the terms to one side gives x squared plus 5x minus 1800 is equal to 0. Now, let us factorize 1800. The prime factorization of 1800 is 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 5. Next, we need to find two numbers whose product is 1800 and whose difference is 5, because the constant term is negative and the middle term is positive. These two numbers are 45 and 40. Since the last sign is negative, we assign the positive sign to the larger number, which is 45, and the negative sign to the smaller number, which is 40. Now, split the middle term. The equation becomes x squared plus 45x minus 40x minus 1800 is equal to 0. Now, factor by grouping. Taking x common from the first two terms and minus 40 common from the last two terms gives x multiplied by x plus 45 minus 40 multiplied by x plus 45 is equal to 0. Taking x plus 45 as the common factor, we get x plus 45 multiplied by x minus 40 is equal to 0. Now, equate each factor to 0. So, x plus 45 equals 0, giving x equals minus 45. Or x minus 40 equals 0, giving x equals 40. Since the speed of a train cannot be negative, we reject minus 45. Therefore, the value of x is 40. Hence, the speed of the train is 40 km per hour. Let's read the question carefully. An express train takes 1 hour less than a passenger train to travel 132 kilometers between Mysore and Bangalore, without taking into consideration the time they stop at intermediate stations. If the average speed of the express train is 11 kilometers per hour more than that of the passenger train, find the average speed of the two trains. The question asks us to find the average speeds of the passenger train and the express train. Do we already know the speed of either train? No. The question states that the average speed of the express train is 11 kilometers per hour more than that of the passenger train. Whenever a comparative statement like this is given, it is convenient to assume the quantity mentioned later as x. So, let the average speed of the passenger train be x kilometers per hour. Therefore, the average speed of the express train will be x plus 11 kilometers per hour. Both trains travel the same distance, which is 132 kilometers. Using the formula time equals distance divided by speed, the time taken by the passenger train is 132 divided by x hours, and the time taken by the express train is 132 divided by x plus 11 hours. The question also tells us that the express train takes 1 hour less than the passenger train. Therefore, time taken by the passenger train minus time taken by the express train is equal to 1 hour. Now we have all the information required to form the equation and solve for the average speeds of both trains. According to the given condition, the equation is 132 divided by x minus 132 divided by x plus 11 is equal to 1. Now, let us simplify this equation step by step. First, take 132 as the common factor. This gives 132 multiplied by 1 divided by x minus 1 divided by x plus 11 is equal to 1. Now, subtract the two fractions. The numerator becomes x plus 11 minus x, which simplifies to 11. The denominator becomes x multiplied by x plus 11. So, we get 132 multiplied by 11 divided by x multiplied by x plus 11 is equal to 1. Multiplying 132 by 11 gives 1452. Therefore, the equation becomes 1452 divided by x squared plus 11x is equal to 1. Now, cross multiply. We get x squared plus 11x is equal to 1452. Bringing all the terms to one side gives x squared plus 11x minus 1452 is equal to 0. Now, let us factorize 1452. The prime factorization is 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 11 multiplied by 11. Next, we need two numbers whose product is 1452 and whose difference is 11. These two numbers are 44 and 33. Since the last sign is negative, we give the positive sign to the larger factor, which is 44, and the negative sign to the smaller factor, which is 33. Now, split the middle term. The equation becomes x squared plus 44x minus 33x minus 1452 is equal to 0. Now, factor by grouping. Taking x common from the first two terms and minus 33 common from the last two terms, we get x multiplied by x plus 44 minus 33 multiplied by x plus 44 is equal to 0. Taking x plus 44 as the common factor gives x plus 44 multiplied by x minus 33 is equal to 0. Now, equate each factor to 0. X plus 44 equals 0, giving x equals minus 44. Or x minus 33 equals 0, giving x equals 33. Since the speed of a train cannot be negative, we reject minus 44. Therefore, x equals 33. The average speed of the passenger train is 33 km per hour. The average speed of the express train is 33 plus 11, which is 44 km per hour. Hence, the average speed of the passenger train is 33 km per hour, and the average speed of the express train is 44 km per hour. The next type of question is a speed, distance, and time problem based on a bicycle. Questions based on bicycles follow the same concepts of speed, distance, and time, but the situations are slightly different. The key is to read the question carefully, identify the given information, and form the correct quadratic equation. As we solve this question, we will proceed step by step, understand the logic behind each calculation, and learn the easiest method to arrive at the correct answer. So, let's begin with this speed, distance, and time problem based on a bicycle. Let's read the question carefully. A man riding a bicycle covers a distance of 60 kilometers in the direction of the wind and comes back to his original position in 8 hours. If the speed of the wind is 10 kilometers per hour, find the speed of the bicycle. The question asks us to find the speed of the bicycle. Do we already know the speed of the bicycle? No. So, let the speed of the bicycle be x kilometers per hour. Since the bicycle is moving in the direction of the wind helps the cyclist. Therefore, the effective speed becomes x plus 10 kilometers per hour. While returning, the cyclist travels against the direction of the wind. In this case, the wind opposes the cyclist's movement, so the effective speed becomes x minus 10 kilometers per hour. The distance traveled in each direction is 60 kilometers. Using the formula time equals distance divided by speed, the time taken while traveling in the direction of the wind is 60 divided by x plus 10 hours. Similarly, the time taken while traveling against the direction of the wind is 60 divided by x minus 10 hours. The question tells us that the total time taken for the onward and return journeys is 8 hours. Therefore, according to the given condition, 60 divided by x plus 10 plus 60 divided by x minus 10 is equal to 8. Now, we have all the information needed to simplify the equation and find the speed of the bicycle. According to the given condition, the equation is 60 divided by x plus 10 plus 60 divided by x minus 10 is equal to 8. Now, let us simplify this equation step by step. First, take 60 as the common factor. This gives 60 multiplied by 1 divided by x plus 10 plus 1 divided by x minus 10 is equal to 8. Now, add the two fractions. The numerator becomes x minus 10 plus x plus 10, which simplifies to 2x. The denominator becomes x plus 10 multiplied by x minus 10. So, we get 60 multiplied by 2x divided by x plus 10 multiplied by x minus 10 is equal to 8. Now, divide both sides by 60. This gives 2x divided by x plus 10 multiplied by x minus 10 is equal to 2 divided by 15. Next, divide both sides by 2. We get x divided by x plus 10 multiplied by x minus 10 is equal to 1 divided by 15. Now, apply the identity. X plus 10 multiplied by x minus 10 is equal to x squared minus 100. So, the equation becomes x divided by x squared minus 100 is equal to 1 divided by 15. Now, cross multiply. We get x squared minus 100 is equal to 15x. Bringing all the terms to one side gives x squared minus 15x minus 100 is equal to 0. Now, we need two numbers whose product is 100 and whose difference is 15. These two numbers are 20 and 5. Since the last sign is negative, we give the negative sign to the larger factor, which is 20, and the positive sign to the smaller factor, which is 5. Now, split the middle term. The equation becomes x squared minus 20x plus 5x minus 100 is equal to 0. Now, factor by grouping. Taking x common from the first two terms and 5 common from the last two terms, we get x multiplied by x minus 20 plus 5 multiplied by x minus 20 is equal to 0. Taking x minus 20 as the common factor gives x minus 20 multiplied by x plus 5 is equal to 0. Now, equate each factor to 0. X minus 20 equals 0, giving x equals 20. Or x plus 5 equals 0, giving x equals minus 5. Since the speed of a bicycle cannot be negative, we reject minus 5. Hence, the speed of the bicycle is 20 km per hour. The next type of question is a speed, distance and time problem based on walking and cycling. In this type of question, the same person travels using two different modes of transport. Our task is to carefully identify the speed, distance, and time for each mode, form the correct equation, and then solve it using the concepts of quadratic equations. As always, we will solve the problem step by step, understand the logic behind every calculation, and use a simple method to arrive at the correct answer. So, let's begin with this speed, distance and time problem based on walking and cycling. Let's read the question carefully. From the same place, at 7 o'clock in the morning, A started walking towards the north at a speed of 5 km per hour. After 1 hour, B started cycling towards the east at a speed of 16 km per hour. At what time will they be 52 km apart? Let us first understand the movement of A and B with the help of this diagram. At 7 o'clock in the morning, A starts walking from the common starting point towards the north at a speed of 5 kilometers per hour. During the first 1 hour, only A is moving. At 8 o'clock, B starts cycling from the same starting point towards the east at a speed of 16 kilometers per hour. Notice that the directions north and east are at right angles to each other. Therefore, the paths of A and B form a right-angled triangle. Now, suppose X hours have passed after 8 o'clock. Since A started 1 hour earlier, A has been walking for X plus 1 hours. So, the distance covered by A is 5 multiplied by X plus 1 kilometers. At the same time, B has been cycling for X hours. Therefore, the distance covered by B is 16x kilometers. The question tells us that the distance between A and B is 52 kilometers. Since the three sides form a right-angled triangle, we can apply Pythagoras' theorem to form the required equation. Now, let's solve the problem step by step. Now, let's decide how to represent the time. Since the question asks at what time they will be 52 kilometers apart, let us assume that B has been cycling for X hours. When did A start walking? A started at 7 o'clock in the morning. When did B start cycling? B started at 8 o'clock in the morning. This means A started 1 hour earlier than B. So, if B has traveled for 5 hours, then A has traveled for 6 hours. Similarly, if B has traveled for X hours, then A has traveled for X plus 1 hours. Now, let's complete the table. The time taken by A is X plus 1 hours, and the time taken by B is X hours. The speed of A is 5 kilometers per hour, and the speed of B is 16 kilometers per hour. Using the formula distance equals speed multiplied by time, the distance covered by A is 5 multiplied by X plus 1 kilometers. The distance covered by B is 16x kilometers. These distances form the two perpendicular sides of the right-angled triangle, while the distance between A and B is 52 kilometers, which is the hypotenuse. Now, we are ready to apply Pythagoras' theorem and form the required equation. Now, the paths followed by A and B form a right-angled triangle. So, we can apply Pythagoras' theorem. According to Pythagoras' theorem, the square of the first side plus the square of the second side is equal to the square of the hypotenuse. Substituting the values, we get 5 multiplied by x plus 1 whole squared plus 16x whole squared is equal to 52 squared. First, simplify 5 multiplied by x plus 1. This becomes 5x plus 5. So, the equation becomes 5x plus 5 whole squared plus 16x whole squared is equal to 52 squared. Now, expand 5x plus 5 whole squared using the identity A plus B whole squared equals A squared plus 2AB plus B squared. This gives 25x squared plus 50x plus 25. Also, 16x whole squared is 256x squared and 52 squared is 2704. Substituting these values, we get 25x squared plus 50x plus 25 plus 256x squared is equal to 2704. Now, combine the like terms. This gives 281x squared plus 50x plus 25 is equal to 2704. Bringing all the terms to one side, we get 281x squared plus 50x minus 2679 is equal to 0. Since the coefficient of x squared is not 1, we use the splitting the middle term method. multiply 281 by 2679. This gives 750,999. Now, we need two numbers whose product is 750,999 and whose difference is 50. These numbers are minus 843 and plus 893. Now, split the middle term. The equation becomes 281x squared minus 843x plus 893x minus 2679 is equal to 0. Now, factor by grouping. Taking 281x common from the first two terms and 893 common from the last two terms, we get 281x multiplied by x minus 3 plus 893 multiplied by x minus 3 is equal to 0. Taking x minus 3 as the common factor, we get x minus 3 multiplied by 281x plus 893 is equal to 0. Now, equate each factor to 0. From the first factor, x minus 3 equals 0, so x equals 3. From the second factor, 281x plus 893 equals 0, giving a negative value of x, which is not possible because x represents time. Therefore, we reject the negative value. Hence, x is equal to 3. Remember, x represents the time for which B has been cycling. Since B started cycling at 8 o'clock in the morning, after 3 hours, the time will be 11 o'clock in the morning. Therefore, A and B will be 52 kilometers apart at 11 o'clock in the morning. The next question is a word problem based on speed, distance and time involving a car. In this type of question, we will use the relationship between speed, distance, and time to form a quadratic equation and solve the problem step by step. As always, we will first understand the information given in the question, identify the unknown quantity, form the required equation, and then solve it using the appropriate method. So, let's begin with this word problem based on speed, distance and time involving a car. Let us first read the question carefully. A car covers a distance of 240 kilometers with some speed. Then its speed is increased by 20 kilometers per hour. Because the car is now traveling faster, it covers the same distance in 2 hours less. We have to find the original speed of the car. Now, let us understand the condition given in the question. The car initially travels at x kilometers per hour, so the time taken to cover 240 kilometers is 240 divided by x hours. Then its speed is increased by 20 kilometers per hour, so the new speed becomes x plus 20 kilometers per hour. Since the car is traveling faster, it takes 2 hours less to cover the same distance. For example, if the original journey took 10 hours, then after increasing the speed, the journey would take 8 hours. This means old time taken minus new time taken equals 2 hours. Using the values from our table, we get 240 divided by x minus 240 divided by x plus 20 equals 2. This equation represents the given condition. Now, let us simplify this equation to find the speed of the car. Now, let us simplify the equation. Take 240 as the common factor. Inside the brackets, we get 1 divided by x minus 1 divided by x plus 20, and this is equal to 2. Now, take the LCM of x and x plus 20. After subtracting the numerators, x plus 20 minus x becomes 20. On the right-hand side, divide by 240. This simplifies to 1 divided by 120. Therefore, we get 20 divided by x squared plus 20x is equal to 1 divided by 120. Now, cross multiply. 20 multiplied by 120 is equal to 1 multiplied by x squared plus 20x. So, we get 2400 is equal to x squared plus 20x. Bringing all the terms to the left-hand side, we get x squared plus 20x minus 2400 is equal to 0. Now, we need to factorize this quadratic equation. Find two factors of 2400 whose difference is 20. These factors are 60 and 40, because 60 minus 40 equals 20. Since the last sign is negative, we give the positive sign to the larger factor and the negative sign to the smaller factor. So, we split the middle term as plus 60x minus 40x. Now, factor by grouping. From the first two terms, take x as the common factor. From the last two terms, take minus 40 as the common factor. This gives us x plus 60 as the common bracket. Hence, we get x plus 60 multiplied by x minus 40 is equal to 0. Therefore, x plus 60 is equal to 0 or x minus 40 is equal to 0. So, x is equal to minus 60 or x is equal to 40. Since the speed of a car cannot be negative, we reject minus 60. Therefore, the original speed of the car is 40 km per hour. Now, we will solve another word problem based on speed, distance and time using quadratic equations. We will learn how to convert the given information into an equation, simplify it step by step, and finally find the required answer. So, let's get started with the problem. Let us first read the question carefully. A man travels by boat 36 kilometers downstream and then returns to the starting point in 8 hours. The speed of the boat in still water is 12 kilometers per hour. We have to find the speed of the river current. Let the speed of the river current be x kilometers per hour. Before solving the problem, let us understand two important terms. A river current is the natural flow of water in a river. On the other hand, still water means water that is not flowing, such as the water in a pond or a swimming pool. Now, let us look at the downstream journey. When the boat moves downstream, the boat and the river current move in the same direction. So, the speed of the boat increases. Therefore, the speed of the boat downstream is 12 plus x kilometers per hour. Now, let us look at the return journey. The word back means the boat is traveling upstream. While traveling upstream, the boat and the river current move in opposite directions. So, the speed of the boat decreases. Therefore, the speed of the boat upstream is 12 minus x kilometers per hour. Now, let us organize the given information in a table. For the downstream journey, the speed of the boat is 12 plus x kilometers per hour. For the upstream journey, the speed of the boat is 12 minus x kilometers per hour. The boat travels 36 kilometers downstream and 36 kilometers upstream. Using the formula, time is equal to distance divided by speed. The time taken to travel downstream is 36 divided by 12 plus x hours. Similarly, the time taken to travel upstream is 36 divided by 12 minus x hours. Now, let us read the condition given in the question. The boat travels 36 kilometers downstream and comes back in a total of 8 hours. This means the downstream time plus the upstream time is equal to 8 hours. Therefore, according to the given condition, 36 divided by 12 plus x plus 36 divided by 12 minus x is equal to 8. Now, let us simplify this equation to find the speed of the river current. Now, Let us simplify the equation. First, take 36 as the common factor. Now we have 36 multiplied by 1 divided by 12 plus x minus, plus 1 divided by 12 minus x is equal to 8. Next, take the LCM of the two fractions. The numerator becomes 12 minus x plus 12 plus x. Notice that minus x and plus x cancel each other. So, the numerator becomes 24. The denominator is 12 plus x multiplied by 12 minus x. Using the identity, a plus b multiplied by a minus b equals a squared minus b squared. The denominator becomes 12 squared minus x squared, or 144 minus x squared. So the equation becomes 36 multiplied by 24 divided by 144 minus x squared equals 8. Now, divide both sides by 8. On the left, 36 divided by 8 is 4.5 and 24 divided by 8 is 3. Multiplying them gives 108. So we get 108 is equal to 144 minus x squared. Now, move x squared to the left side and 108 to the right side. We get x squared equals 144 minus 108. Subtracting, x squared equals 36. Taking the square root of both sides, x is equal to plus or minus 6. Since the speed of a river current cannot be negative, we reject minus 6. Therefore, the speed of the river current is 6 kilometers per hour. Thank you for watching. I hope this lesson helped you understand the concept clearly. For worksheets, notes, test papers, videos, and study planner, visit our website. Also, join our Telegram channel to get regular updates. Links are given in the description box below. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Also, turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. See you in the next video.